Well, hello everybody. Welcome to my channel, and hope you're having a wonderful morning or afternoon, night, whatever time you're watching my video. Well, today what I'm going to do, one of you wonderful viewers and subscribers requested that I show you how I'm going to plant the cuttings from the desert roses that I did in my last video. Now, just letting you know, I'm no pro by no means. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to show you how it progresses, whether they catch or they don't catch. I will show you. But basically what I'm doing is I'll turn the camera around so you can see what I've done. So basically what we've done, we've mixed in some soil with some small pine bark. It's the mini one. So we've mixed that in. And what I'm going to also do is put some of the perlite in here so that it has good drainage. So all of this will be good drainage for it. And when I pot this up, I'm not going to wet it or anything. I'm going to leave it dry for a couple of days just because I want to be able to let it get settled in its environment, because I had all of the cuttings on my back porch, and now I'm gonna set them up and keep them in a cooler area, but we're somewhere around here in this area, just to keep it so it can acclimate to the heat, its surroundings and stuff. And then once it starts to put out little new stems on it, then I will once it's put out its stems, I should say, then I will be able to gradually put it back out into the sun. So that's the process. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a couple of weeks, of course. I'm estimating maybe a month to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks to see some sort of growth coming on to the actual stems that we cut. So basically that's that layer. My husband so gracefully mixed this up for me. I'm not sure where he's got the bags, but oh yeah, here they are. Just want to show you guys, those of you that are local, I get this from the Vigoro nursery, and it's the Atlas one, the Atlas soil. Okay, so it's mixed with peat and some soil in there. It's a really great mix. I love it because it's very light. And from A.L. Thompson, I got this. Just trying to work with one hand here. I got this, which is the Timberline Pine Bark Mini Nuggets. And that's what I got in. It helps reduce the watering, and it helps control the weed growth. So you don't have to water it right away, and when you do water it, you don't have to water a lot. So it keeps it moist. And the remember now, desert roses are like cactus type behavior. They drink and they keep the water in, so you don't have to water them often. They love to go through their drought periods. And once you see their stems, which I'm going to show you over here, once you see their stems, excuse the mess up, right here is a bit messy because got so much going on in this little area. But this is what I cut. These are the cuttings, and some of you remember, I'm going to try and take one out. Let's see which one is at the closest top here. Yeah, maybe this one. Okay. So remember when I cut the cuttings? Hope you guys are seeing this well. I actually put cinnamon powder on the bottom. And as you can see, I hope you can see it well enough. It is now dried, and it's not going to get any disease at all in there. The stems are, I really and truly, the best way should have actually cut these off at the same time, but I wanted to be able to, since I can't remember your name, and I apologize for that, who requested that I show you what I'm going to do, how I'm going to plant these out. I should have actually cut all of the leaves off because the leaves is going to suffocate the growth, the new growth. But we're going to do that today. It's now a week later since I've cut these off. And I'm going to use 1 gallon liners. I've had these and I just keep them whenever I buy plants from the nursery. Excuse the plane flying over there. And I just reuse them in the garden. Now a lot of you may say, oh, you need to wash it, clean it. I don't do. I just put the soil in there, and you know, unless of course I have reasons that it was, you know, disease or something on the plant that I took out of here, then I just wash it out and stuff. But very rarely that happens. So these are good to go. So let me just show you guys. I'm going to set up my pot here, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put some of the medium in a couple of these, and then I'll come back and show you how I cut this and plant it in there. Okay, there's other things I wanted to show you guys. Those of you that are watching for the first time, last week I had introduced using the glue. I'd use the blue one, but the blue one's good as well, which is the number 2 one. And it's the blue color here. But the green is even better because it's completely waterproof. The blue one is actually water resistant. So you can use either. If you have either one and you don't want to go out and buy the other, you can use either one. But I would recommend this one over the other one. But they both can work. So this one, I've picked up a small one because if you watch my last video, I was having some difficulties because it was the glue was getting old and we had it for quite some time. And so I went ahead and I bought one of these that I prefer to use. I also use cinnamon powder, which is this. And by no means I'm advertising any of these things for anyone. I'm just showing you what I use. And then I put in a spray bottle and I label it alcohol. And I use this to sanitize anything I'm going to use. So for example, I'm going to use the knife on this, and I'm going to sanitize that, and I'm also going to sanitize this when I'm cutting the tops off of these with the leaves. So I'll show you that and show you what I'm going to do now. I went ahead and potted up a few of these. I need to get a couple more of these, but I'm going to do all of these today. Lots is in there, guys. So I'm going to do them. Some of them I wasn't able to get their color to put on their labels, but as soon as they bloom, start flowering, I'll then label them. And the labels that I like to use are mostly these. So I try to get a couple of these. You can get them the long lengths, or you can get them in the 4. This I think is the 6, and these are the 4 that I have here now. So I'm gonna label them. I need to get more labels for these, however, but those are the labels that I tend to use. So as soon as I know what they are, I'll label them. But these that I'm going to do this batch here are the white. They are the white, and so I'm going to just mark them as white for now. When they bloom, I'll put whether they're single or double, because I can't remember either if they're the double or a single. All right, so that's what I'm going to do with these guys. I'll set the camera up again and show you the process. Okay, I'm just going to put my gloves on. Okay, and like I said, I do this. The alcohol, and I'm going to go ahead and take the zip ties off of these. So there are going to be four whites. And so this is the full length. I'll show you. I don't know if I can show you that a little better. Yep, see how it's sealed and dried around the edges. Hopefully you can see that well. So that's good to go. We're not going to have any problems with that. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do further with this. And then we're going to do what we did down here at the top. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it straight at the top here, right below where the flowers are. So that will become one stick. If you notice, it's fresh still. And I'm going to take some of the cinnamon and I'm going to put the cinnamon on the top. I'm going to just move it away because I don't want to make a mess here. And I just put some cinnamon on top. And then I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to put some glue at the very tip. Like that. Gonna let that dry. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a knife or whatever you want to use that's sharp. And so the other end, you have to make sure you know what end was the bottom when you cut the trimming off of your initial desert rose, because that's important. That's definitely going to be the part that you're going to, a second, let me fix this a little better. You're gonna definitely put this bottom in like into your pot. So you have to be sure that you get the right side. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this and I'm going to shave it down like this. And what this will do is help to encourage root growth. To help encourage root growth. Okay? I'm going to take the cinnamon again. I'm going to add cinnamon all the way around it. I should have gotten something that I could just dip it in. It's a lot better that way. And then I'm going to just create a hole with my finger here. Just tuck it in. You don't have to put it too deep, just enough to get it in there. You press in. Hope you're seeing this. I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. So you're going to press it in around where you stick it in the soil and the pine bark. And you're just going to leave it just like that. Just make sure it's pressed in good and there's no room for air inside of the pot. When you press down, you just make sure it's pressed down tight. And that's pretty much it, guys. I will bring you back when I'm finished potting off all of these so you can get a closer look. Okay, there's another thing I want to show you guys. When I'm sorting through, and I'm just gonna show you briefly, I've got a couple of these. I've got a couple of these down here I'm sorting through. And so what I want to show you, guys, it's getting a little hot out here. What I want to show you guys is how the clippings are, right? And if you ever come into something like this, what I would typically do. So because there's a short one there, that's not going to do anything for me. And I'm cutting off everything, right? So that's some of the things I look at. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to nip this off very close to the other stem. I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to go very close under here and cut. And if you notice, it's a little, I'm going to try and show you, it's a little like withered here, and it looks a little better down here. So I'll choose the better part to cut. So I'm going to cut right here. And so now I have this piece that I can use. I ended up opening this guy, so it's a lot easier. You just tuck it in, and I have it all done and ready to go. So what I'm going to do before I put this down, so I know which side is which, I'm going to go ahead and just shave this off. I shave like about 1 inch of it, in case you're wondering how much of it to do. I shave about 1 inch around the bottom. I just pull these off. I take it and I dip it again. So it's all covered. And I can just rest this until I'm ready to pot it, and I know exactly what side is to go in. This is another one I want to show you. So I had cut it off and it was like this. So I cut it off here, and it has 2 nice long ones. So I'm going to make this into 2 plants. So I'm going to cut it again down here. Like that. So this now becomes one I can use and another one I can use. So just where you see how this is curled, we don't want that. So the best thing to do is find the straightest part, and where it starts to bend, you nip it right there. So because I just nipped both ends, I'm holding the top part, and I'm going to do shavings of this right away, since I didn't do here. I'm going to do the shavings. And guys, again, it's best to do this, let it dry, like I did with the others. But because I'm doing this now, I'm just going to try this one and hope that it will be fine. Since I'm just doing everyone now, all of them now, I'll just, yep, make sure. And then these can throw away because they're too thin. See, this is another example. I had cut this off, but it's too curled. It is not straight anywhere. So I'm not going to bother to try and do anything with this. These are nice and long, and you can actually get 2 plants out of this. This is so long. This is at least 12 to 14 inches in length. And you can cut it here, and you can also go here. But because it gets pretty thin up here, I'm not going to bother. I like the way that it's thicker here, and then when it starts to thinning down is where I want to cut it. So I'm going to go right off here. And I'm going to nip it. Okay, so I already know that's the bottom, that's the top. Shave the bottom. So just continue to do this. I just thought I would show you guys some scenarios that you may, or some situations that you may find, and you probably wonder, what do I do? And this is what I am doing. Like I said, I'm no pro by no means. I am just learning this as I go along, and giving this a test run, and it should grow. This one is nice and firm. That's another thing you can do, is test how firm the stem is. If the stem starts to bend like this, that means it's now lacking some water, and you can actually work it all the way. So it gets kind of thick in here and it's not bending too much. So that's where I'm going to cut it, because I want to give it a strong start. So that's where I cut it. It takes a little time to do, but you know, over time, practice become perfect. But as you can see, what I'm doing is getting them all prepped, and it's just a matter of just putting them in the pots. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this one. I'm gonna just only do one with this as well, and see, it starts to bend like right here, and I'm gonna just cut this one here, but it's a nice long one, so it should be a nice one. And another thing, the shorter you cut them, in terms of like how this one is longer than perhaps this one. If you see the difference in the two sizes, let's step back a bit so you can see it. This one will look cuter when the flowers come out on it, and it'll be shorter, and this one will be taller with more on there. So it all depends on how you want the desert rose to start putting out its leaves and stuff. But I wouldn't go too short, because this, by the time you put it in a pot, it's just going to be maybe 3 inches out of the pot when you plant it out. So I am making sure, yep, I have those. Okay, so let me just come back to you guys and show you when everything is all potted up. Okay guys, so this is what I've done so far, and I have to get some more of these liners, so I won't be able to finish up everything to show you guys all done, but they will get done. So these are, I put a tag here, but I'm not sure, because I know I saw a bud, but the bud could either be a pink or a red. So I'm gonna wait until these put out flower, but I will group them. So I will mark them so I know that they are actually for the same plant, so that when I do see them bloom, I can give them their proper labeling. These, however, I know they are white desert rose, so I'm gonna put tags in all of them and say white desert rose. Now if it's a double, a single, I'll just put a S or a D, so I'll know that it's a double or a single. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informational, and I hope my subscriber that wanted to see this, I hope this helps her a lot. As you can see, I went ahead and I also added the glue to the tip of all of them. And I don't think I had the perlite added before, but I went and I took all of them back out, added the perlite. Now let me show you guys what the perlite looks like. It's these little white things here, but let me show you the bag. The bag does not have a name on it, the one that we have, but because we buy it in a big, large bag. But this is what, I only have one hand again, guys, so bear with me. So this is what the perlite looks like. I'm going to use my hand. Normally I don't put my hand in this, but I'll wash my hand. This is what the perlite looks like. And we just add quite a bit in there. So because I'm doing a lot, in terms of how much to put in there, this is how it looks like. So you can actually see very visibly the perlite amongst all of the mix. So that's how I do it. I like to see a good portion of the perlite mixed in with the soil and the pine bark. And then that's how I know I have a good drainage system going on here. So that's how I gauge it. So this was a full pine bark, 1 bag of it. And I would say a full bag, right? Yeah, it was a full bag. No, half. It was half. Yeah, half a bag of soil of that particular type of soil I'm talking about. Half a bag of that, which that's a 2 cubic feet amount of soil in that big bag there. And then I just added the perlite. I would estimate the perlite portion to be like maybe a third. Yeah, or a quarter of the bag amount. May not even be that much. So I would just suggest you put some in, mix it in until you kind of get this sort of consistency in there, and then that should be good. All right, so that's, like I said, it for this video. I hope it was not too long of a video. I tried to make it as short as possible and not drag it out too much. But this is it, guys. I will definitely keep you all posted, perhaps end of month, show you how it's looking, and hopefully we will have some new desert roses. All right, take care, guys. It's a beautiful day. I hope to see you all. Let you all join on to my next video. Those of you that join on for the first time, click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.